Reach high, for stars lie hidden in you. Dream deep, for every dream precedes the goal. An amazing quote by Sri Rabindranath Tagore, a famous poet from India. Hello, my name is Malati, and this is my show titled The Impressive Empress. Here we talk to women leaders, women who have had a humble beginning and have forged their way to leadership, a position to which they have been elevated thanks to their selfless efforts at making a positive difference to the world. Our today's guest, Surangama Das Gupta, is a very experienced dancer and psychotherapist who has studied applied psychology and computer science. A passion for dance from early childhood made it an obvious choice for her to become a professional Kathak dancer. But what has made Surangama unique is her performance oriented art therapy, where she combines natya shastra and cognitive behavior therapy to help hundreds of people across the globe find inner peace, shaking away from many mental ailments. I warmly invite you to join us in our quest to understand how Shurangama has made herself the impressive empress. Hello, Surangama. Welcome to our show. I'm really excited to talk to you today and hear from you all about your art therapy.
Thank you, Malati. It's my also, I feel very much excited, and also it's kind of a blessing for a woman like us to be connected with a person, with a woman who is also trying to reach out women like us who keep us ourselves not craving for name fame, but craving for the truth, for existence, and what is life, how one should lead life. And in that journey, I feel at this middle age that I have succeeded to spread this message among youngsters, among many people around the world, that a woman, after doing their typical social responsibility, family responsibility, after that also they can be a leader and fulfill the dreams of her and also the dreams of many, and be an example to the people around her, to the women. So I am also feeling very excited to give you my replies to your answers, questions, and let us then talk and share our thoughts and experiences.
Yeah, nice, very nicely said. I really like the way you mentioned that as a woman, even after the middle age, we have something to give to the world and something uh, that eggs us on to be leaders. Very nicely said, Shurangama. I basically wanted to understand the journey within a woman in becoming a leader and how women are different as leaders from men. And yeah, maybe let me start as with a simple question about what leadership means to you.
For me, leadership is that a person who is a leader should be very much truthful to him or herself. First and foremost quality of a leader is that there should be an inner truth of that person which burns within that person, and that fire should show or light up the lives of many. And that truth is can be different from person to person, But that truth should be the ultimate truth, where you can lead the next generation to some positive and beautiful lifestyle, uh, positive existence, giving meaning to many lives, and lead a life so that that person who are giving leadership, that also that person can be a many. So leadership is that you are not only thinking of yourself, that I should be famous, I should be considered the leader, I will dominate everyone. It is that thing that you should show them the path of truth, and show them that how leadership can be positive and beautiful, and can give meaning to many. That is my philosophy and my way of thinking about leadership.
I like that. Today, about a few decades back, leadership was all about dominating over others, showing authority and power. But today we see a paradigm shift towards the leader being, uh, if not more authoritarian, but at least, on an equal par with the followers. So it's more about getting someone to follow rather than to be a leader, is the paradigm shift as I see it today. Um, how did you embark on this journey? Maybe you could talk about that. Did you have any mentors who brought you up to shape? How does tell me something about your leadership journey? When did it begin, and your lessons that you learned along the way?
Yes, it's a beautiful journey, and it started at a very young age. Even when I was in my school, I started as a leader. I was always considered as a leader because I was a kind of multi-talented girl, and my parents, they are the light of my life, who supported me all through my life, and they showed me, they are like my mentors. And even my grandfather, he was also a big, he had a big influence in my life. And while I was growing up, then all through my journey, many great scholars, artists, who are my guru in my dance, for my dance, music, even my studies. I studied psychology and worked as a counselor, clinical psychologist. So through this journey, I came across many great souls who played great role in my life to be a leader, and leader in the positive sense, not what I told, and showed me the real and true path to the ultimate joy. And I am indebted to all these men and women in my life who showed me this, who led me through this journey, and their way of thinking, their philosophy, everything influenced me. And all, not only these people, even the philosophy of Rabindranath Tagore, Ramakrishna, all of them, like Paramhans. Paramhans is that, that swan who can take out milk from water. So I always believed in that philosophy, that I should face the negative things, the obstacles, everything, but I should take out the milk from the water as a Paramhans. The philosophy of Ramakrishna gave me again another impetus to uh, be uh, an example to the people around me, to my students, to my all young children. And this way it started. So there are many mentors in my life, and the greatest mentors were my parents And then, of course, I should tell that both my offsprings, my daughter and my son, they are also, at sometimes I felt that from those young children also I learned many, many things. So this is a beautiful journey. And I must mention all these great souls like Tagore, Ramakrishna, and then my gurus, Ram Gopal Misra, Guru Bela Arnav, then my professor, Professor Jagadindra Mondol, my father, Mr. Amol Lala, my mother, Mrs. Reba Lala. So all these great souls, they influenced me a lot.
You have a big list of influencers and mentors. I really appreciate the fact that you also consider your children as people who have from whom you're ready to learn. That's really difficult, and I'm glad that you're doing that.
Thank you.
Now, any journey also comes with a lot of hurdles. What are some of the biggest challenges that you have faced in life so far, and how did you overcome them?
Yes, Malathi, it is a very good question, and it is so much to the point because as a woman, I must tell you that most of the time I faced obstacles, and there was very few people who came to help or be there by my side. As I told you, I told all the names of my mentors, but most of them passed away very early. And then most of the time I felt that I'm alone to fight this battle as a woman. Because at the end of the day, it is a male, male dominating society, especially in India. At our generation, when I got married, my in-law family, they could not take it that I'm dancing, I'm singing, I'm acting. It was not appreciated. So that was a big obstacle and it was a big fight. But somehow I felt that I should not go for a face to face fight. I should do it in a different way. So I was married to a joint family. So I started doing everything for the family to make them happy and fulfilled, to to do all my duties and not like means not like a duty from my own heart I used to do for them, but I requested them that please give me 4 to 5 hours for myself, just to be with my own world so that I can do more for the whole family. And I don't want to be a nagging woman for all of you being there and a nagging mother to my children. I want to be something positive. Want to show them a beautiful way of leading life, even after doing household work, taking care of everyone in the family. One can do it. And these obstacles I got rid of by setting priorities. Every morning I used to write down on a paper or in a diary that day what is my priority, and I used to do that way. So that is kind of time management. I believe in this theory of time management. This is so important to lead a successful life, a satisfied life, that I never told no to anyone, and I did everything. Why I could do this, how I could do this, because I knew how to manage the time. And don't waste your time by just gossiping about someone and talking about sari or going for shopping or buying ornaments. And it is always that, no, that male sovereign society, they will give you some sari, some ornaments and tell you, oh, you are a woman. So I never believed in that. That is not womanhood. Of course, as a mother, you should be there as a, that is womanhood. As a wife, she should be there, that is one womanhood. Also, I believe that a woman should be a woman showing everything, that she can be everything. She can do, handle everything, like as our mythological story goes, like Durga, she has 10 hands. Why? That she can do 10 things at a time. And my European students, they used to ask me why Durga has 10 hands. So I told them that there is a philosophy that only a woman can do 10 things at a time. So I always told myself, whenever there was some obstacles or negative thing came to stop me, then I always told that I should rise up and come what may, I should establish my own truth and show to the world a woman can do everything and balance everything, family as well as work, as well as their own philosophy.
Very positive approach indeed you had taken early on in your married life, and I guess it has paid rich dividends. I also read, and from our previous conversation, I understood that your daughter is also into this cultural thing. So very nice. Now, I read from your website that you are a leader not only in the dancing scenario, but you're also a lecturer, not just in India, but also in in some of the European countries. So maybe a little bit about what you do and how you got into that.
Yes. First of all, as a dancer, I was always attached to some pioneer institutions in Kolkata, then my hometown, that is Jamshedpur. So from a very early age, I started teaching dance, and then I studied psychology in Kolkata, one of the leading university and college, science college. So after that, I got many opportunities to work as a clinical psychologist and also carry on with my dance. And then I started learning from the great gurus, and then I got master's degree in dance with a gold medal. Then, many universities approached me. Then I was a coordinator and lecturer in Rabindra Bharati University as psychologist for Performing Arts Therapy Center. Then I was invited from Germany to present my performances and workshops. Then some of the students, they were so impressed in Germany, they asked me that if I can introduce Indian classical dance to the theatre science department of Justus Liebig University in Gießen. So that way I got all these openings and opportunities, and then I started my journey. It was not so easy, but somehow, because of the help from my parents, and they used to look after my children, I used to travel to Europe, even from my university, where I did my dance masters, Prabin, and they chose me as examiner, and they selected me to be examiner in America, Canada. Then I got many offers from Edinburgh, then London, to perform and give my lecture on the connection, because I from that time I already started connecting my knowledge of psychology and therapy with dance and music. So that theory got popular, and then I started getting offers from Benares Hindu University to be a resource person to give my lecture on this dance and music therapy, because I have combined natya shastra with psychoanalysis and cognitive behavior therapy. So from there, then I got invitation from Cambridge University, South Korea, Austria. So this way, from one to the another, people came to know about it, because it's a performing art therapy and performance oriented. So people, when they watch you, then they hear you, they experience you, then they automatically they become attracted to your work and therapy and your way of dealing with the whole thing, and they start inviting you. Somehow it clicked so beautifully, so positively in my life, and my whole knowledge I could spread and give to the whole world. I'm thankful to all my gurus and my mentors that with their blessings and of course with my parents' blessing, I could start this journey, and I'm still going on doing, and hope that till I breathe last, I should go on doing this. And there is nothing like music and dance, and this is the best ever therapy. And this gives you the meaning of life, because Indian classical music, even folk music and dance, has such big treasure, and it is full of positivity and science, which I wanted to bring to the world, to the West, and even to our country, and I'm doing that.
That's very interesting, combining two diametrically different fields in one and offering it as a therapy. Can you give a couple of points for the sake of our audience as to how the classical art form, the Indian classical art form, can be therapeutic for a disturbed mind? Just a couple of points, if you can share with
Yes,
us.
I have many examples, but I can give you one example of a disturbed student of mine. She was suffering from some mental ailments, kind of anxiety and obsessed thoughts. So once she came to me with a very disturbed mind, I told her to go for therapy and all that, but she insisted that I should do therapy to her or counseling to her. So I told that of course I will go through interview session like therapy or counseling. We do. We take the history of the client, and after doing that, then we slowly talk about, we have our way of finding out that why that client is suffering from that symptom, and then we give our suggestions and therapy. So, not using the typical cognitive behavior therapy or psychoanalysis. In psychoanalysis, it's free association and dream analysis. All these are there. And in cognitive behavior therapy, we talk with the client and give them some task. So I started giving her task through dance and music. And once she was very aggressive, then I told her to dance with a Durga Stotra. And she did that. And then she told, oh, after dancing with this Durga Stotra, I'm feeling so relieved. So I use the Abhinaya aspect of Natya Shastra, the mudra, the Abhinaya means all the 9 rasas or the 9 moods which we use in our dance or music. I use some of the emotions for her to enact, and some hand gestures, some body movements which connected her with her body and mind. And this body and mind concept has been given to the world by India. India has given this concept to the world, body and mind connection. So I started thinking about this, and this is one example that how you can cope through this dance and music therapy to a person who is suffering from some symptoms of mental ailment. It can be obsessive compulsive neurosis or anxiety or symptoms of depression or even schizophrenia. So I started this way, and I got many good results. Even I was working with Mother Teresa's home, where I started doing this with some uh, clients who were suffering from schizophrenic symptoms, even obsessive compulsive or hyperactivity, and all got very positive result from this. And most of them are now, most of my clients are leading now meaningful lives.
Very nice. I'm really glad that you're doing something for the benefit of the society and helping so many disturbed people lead a very normal life. Now, when you work across so many countries, the cultures would be so different. I mean, I'm from India and I live in Europe. I know the difference in cultures can hurt us sometimes. How do you manage that when you deal with your students as who are aspiring dancers and also as someone who needs these dance therapies? So, how do you balance the difference in cultures?
Yes, so again, another beautiful question. Yes, I face some difficulties because our values, Indian values, or way of dealing with life, our philosophy, or our concept of love is very different from the European thoughts. So at at the beginning, I had some difficulties to deal with some students in Europe because I'm used to the mindset of Indian students. So there I hardly had any difficulty. But in Europe, at in the beginning, sometimes I had to think a lot that how should I approach them? How should I make them understand? So I must tell you, then my knowledge of Sanskrit and the power of those Sanskrit slokas or the philosophy of Gita or Upanishad or even Mahabharata gave me much light and help. And somehow, when I talked about the philosophy of Mahabharata and Upanishad, it clicked. I must tell the European students, they started loving those positive slokas of Sanskrit and the inner deep spiritual aspect and meaning of all these great slokas. So I thought why I should not try the original, the root of India and approach them. So I thought that I should be totally using my philosophy, my values, my way of thinking and approach them and make them understand that of course I respect their philosophy, their way of life, but they should understand that this spiritual aspect of our thought, our philosophy can give them much meaningful life. And it worked. I'm so fortunate that it worked very positively.
So, do you have a group class or is it always individuals whom you teach?
Yeah, Madhati, it depends. First, when I started, it was mostly group. Then most of them wanted to be, separately to meet me as their guru, as their mentor. And then it became so big. Then they started coming to me to Kolkata, stay with me, to know how I lead life. And they all are always telling me that I gave them the light. I am their inspiration. And it went on and on. Still, they come, stay with me. And so, from group to individual, it became. So, first, it always is that when I reach or arrive to a new town, there is a group workshop. Then they become attracted and uh, start loving me, and they want to be taught as individually, or as they want to take me as their guru. And they start asking about this Guru Shishya Parampara and how beautiful it is and how rewarding it is. So, this is the way it developed.
Hmm, very interesting. So you've had an amazing opportunity to meet so many different kinds of people, and as in their own words, give meaning to their lives. Thank you so
Yeah,
much for doing this.
Maliki. Another thing, like in now, my daughter, she's doing a great, great job in China. She's also, here also because of the big, big development, people has become robotic. But my daughter, she's also making them understand the connection to soul to soul. So it so happened, I'm also sometimes giving lectures here, conducting workshop. So all of them are coming to me and asking me this, that what is this beautiful spiritual philosophy of India? We want to know. Is there something like soul connection? Is that exist? So I'm privileged. Maybe I'm the chosen one. Like Tagore's song, that song that whom you choose as a torchbearer, you give them obstacles and many pain. Then they can become the leader and they show the real path, the true path of life or existence. So maybe I was the chosen one, and I'm so proud and happy and satisfied that my daughter is also doing the same work. That she's also the torchbearer of the beautiful philosophy of India or Bharat, the spiritual aspect of our music, dance. Because some of them ask me that, are you not teaching your religion to us? I was faced with this question. Then even my daughter was also being faced this, being means asked that, are you not teaching only religion? Then we could make them understand that it is not limited to one religion. It is something, a connection with the nature, with a soul to the ultimate soul or the bigger soul. So this is the basic theory of Indian music and dance.
Yeah, thank you, Shurangama. Even I had that question, and yes, it is very closely connected to our religion, but it also need not be that way, and that is the beauty of our philosophy and the Sanatana Dharma. Um,
Yes.
yes, and I'm glad that you mentioned it here. Now, coming to success, in the beginning you mentioned that I'm not interested in fame or in advertising myself and so on and so forth. But in your own words, how would you define success as a leader, as a dancer, as a psychotherapist, if I can call you that?
Yeah. Success for me, like I always tell Malathi, that there are three kinds of people or artists or any profession. That some are there. Mostly, I can say that it is applicable more for an artist. You will find some artists that they are doing sadhana or meditation or whatever means they are practicing their music or their art. I feel success is something which you have achieved, not the society which is judging you that, oh, she's successful or she's not successful. I feel that is your satisfaction with your work, and that is for me is success. That whether you are satisfied what you thought you should achieve or your goal of life, whether you have achieved it or not. And that is for me is success, because success can be, man to man can vary. Like I, as a psychologist, I told you, there can be three kinds of personalities or artists. One who are satisfied whatever they are doing or doing kind of meditation with their art or their work, and they don't crave for their name or fame because they want that work to be established. That work should be recognized as something great, and that which is giving meaning to many, and many people can again achieve through that work. So these people, they crave for that. They have so many such artists whose disciples are more famous than that guru. So this is number one kind of a personality or artist. The second is they are very good. They do great work with their artistry or their other interest. At the same time, they know how to do this work towards name and fame, how to make themselves famous. And the third category, they have nothing to do with the art or their own work. They only crave for their own name and fame. So I somehow fall in the first category, that I wanted my work to be established so that people can follow that footstep and reach their ultimate goal. And if they think of my name, that, oh, she was there to give us meaning and light, that is enough for me. So that is my way of thinking, or my philosophy about success.
Yeah, I mean, the title of this talk show, The Impressive Empress, in that the word empress is actually an acronym. I shared with you a brief write up on that. In that success, for me, I call it a sustainable success where one doesn't aim for fame, power, authority, money, so on and so forth, but rather aim for something that is more sustainable, which is, in your terms, falling into that first category where the art or the work or the passion should survive, should get the name and fame, or in other words, to establish my work rather than myself. So, thank you so much again. That was a very, very well explained and very well said. It's a very valid point for the youngsters of today, where, you know, being in the limelight, media craving, or greed for money, these are some of the things that people equate to success. So it's coming straight from the heart. I really appreciate it. So, what is the advice that you would give for the youngsters of today who want to be in performing arts and also look at the psychoanalysis like what you have done?
My advice to the young generation nowadays is, they are, I have termed this Malathi, and people appreciate it a lot. Even the young generation, they also agreed with me while doing my counseling and psychotherapy with the adolescents or the young generation. Mostly they are always suffering from self pity, which is a panicking symptom. And I named this as luxury of self pity. They are suffering from this because, in our childhood, we had to do a lot of work to get something. But this generation, they are getting everything very easily. And they are now a slave of the virtual world. And they are running behind a fake world. They are not at all aware of their own capabilities. That I am so much afraid of as a counselor, as a role model. I'm always asking them that, know yourself. Self esteem is going down and down and down, and which is in like a vicious circle leading them to depression, anxiety, and again failure to achieve what others are achieving. Oh, he is a doctor. Oh, he's a or she's an engineer. But I'm always telling them, maybe you are not a doctor or an engineer. And since we have many opportunities also there, so why are you running behind some money? Because it is also, I must tell you, Malathi, the parents are also responsible. They are giving such stress to them, to the young generation now, that they should be someone. What is this be someone? That this young generation, they are not getting that uh, that basic, uh, knowledge from their parents also, even from the school or from the teachers, that be someone. What is this be someone? So if you are not understanding who you are and what you want from life, then how can you achieve something and be in the so-called name fame category or earn a lot of money? So first and foremost thing I will just request to the parents and to the young generations that please know yourself, self confidence, self esteem, that is knowing what I want, what what is my capability, and we all are born to be successful, but we are totally not understanding for what we can, means what path we should take or what should be my goal to be successful. So this is my earnest request that even if you suffer from some symptoms of depression or anxiety or obsessive compulsive neurosis, please consult some psychologist. Don't hide because you can have cough and cold, then you go to doctor. Please be aware of your own mental means a small symptom. Even if you discuss with a counselor, you can be a help to the young generation who are doing music and dance. They should be dedicated to their own passion and do practice, and just for one night fame they should not crave. They should practice that way or do sadhana that way, that their dance and music can be long lasting, like the all great legends. They only practiced and went on and on doing meditation with their art, their music and dance. So that is my advice.
Yes, very basic and very much needed in today's life, I would say, Shurangama. You have,
Hmm.
I'm sure, with your lovely work of dance and therapy, you are able to add a lot of meaning to a lot of lives and touch people's hearts and make a difference to their lives. I'm so glad that we had this conversation today, and I really thank you for your time and want you to continue doing the good work that you're doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Malati, for this wonderful conversation and so meaningful and strong questions. And it's a big, big, big work which you are doing. And I hope through our work, through our power, through our positive energy, we will give meaningful life to the next and next and next generations. I wish you also a beautiful and meaningful positive life ahead. And I believe that we women, we are the power and we can contribute the most to bring changes to the society, to the next generation, and to make the world a beautiful place to live.
True leaders are like torch bearers for the society. They help people find the meaning of their lives and become successful. Happiness is not based on any kind of possession. It is indeed a state of mind. It's all in the mind, goes a famous saying. When one chooses mind over matter, life becomes meaningful. Not knowing the true self or who I am is really like the ladle not knowing the flavor or taste of the food. Thanks, Surangama, for being there, helping people realize themselves through your dance therapy and bringing joy all around. Salutations to the inspirers in our lives. Thank you so much for listening in. I look forward to receiving your comments on how you like this conversation and if you found it inspiring. I'm also glad to receive your questions you would like me to ask our next guest. Do write to me at empress@bhogya.online. Do subscribe at empress.bhogya.online to get to know more of such leaders and how you could lead like the impressive empress.